Now, let's see, do we have?
Hello, everyone. Yes, you have
I
everybody.
know Sharon's not coming
No.
today.
Did you say
And
she's not?
she is not. She has, I guess, family in town. She's good, but she's got some family conflict. So I guess we're ready to go. Welcome everyone. Welcome Bruce. Thank you for joining us again.
Thanks, Bill.
As last time, again, there's really no other than public viewing. There's really no place that we are going to be, taking questions or doing anything like that. We're really dealing with primarily administrative stuff. But you're certainly glad to have you involved and interested. So we're calling to order. And Julie, please identify the members, because I can't remember any of these people's names.
There's so many of us.
Yeah, it's just
It's hard, Bill.
a gang of people.
Bill, it's the right-hand button on your iPhone.
Let's see. So I guess we need to look over our minutes. I don't know if everyone has yet. If not, just take a minute to look them over. I know that Julie had sent them out. They certainly seem accurate to me, but once you feel comfortable, either someone make a motion to accept the minutes and second it, or let's talk about what might not be in there that you see.
I've seen.
Yeah, it looked good to me. I didn't see anything in there that I thought needed to be changed.
So can I have Kenny? Have you had a look at them?
Yeah, I have. We're all set. We're all set. Make a motion to approve the minutes.
So someone make a motion and let's second it and let's just move along.
I moved to accept the minutes.
And can I have someone second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor to accept the minutes of the meeting? Aye. Everybody good?
Aye.
Okay, great, thank you. So Linda has given us a director's report. And if you haven't read it, let's take a look, and if we have any questions, please, well, let's ask, sort of like a segment of the show. Let's ask Linda.
I took a look at it and seemed very comprehensive to me.
Yeah. And we had a good turnout on the vaccines. Linda, are we doing anything in terms of a flu, the regular influenza vaccine between now and I guess the end of your tenure, or whenever that unfortunate and unhappy moment occurs?
Linda, I don't know if you know, but you're muted.
Oh, I am?
No, Linda is.
Linda's muted.
I was going to say, you all seem to be nodding to me.
Yeah, Linda's muted.
Let's see here. How can we let her know? Hold on.
She can hear you. She should. Hey, Linda, can you hear her? Linda, you're muted. She should be able to hear us.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you they're having a flu clinic October 15th.
A flu vaccination clinic.
Flu vaccination
Great.
clinic, October 15th. I think it's 1 to 3. And you have to sign up with Linda, and they're going to do it outside like a drive-through.
Kind of like we did last year, right?
Yeah, it's like they did last time, unless the weather's bad, and then, if it's inclement weather, then they'll go inside.
Yeah, she's got it in her report here.
Yep.
And last year, as I remember, it went very smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was the slickest thing ever. I got my flu shot there last year and I was home in 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And it should be, certainly for our community, something, I'm a little concerned that people might overlook it with all the talk and a lot of misunderstanding about vaccines in general. But, this is something that people have been using for years. And I do hope that they don't overlook it, because we could have a bad, regular flu could be bad. I mean, people, I guess last year, it's a lot of the information that was shared that I've seen tended to lay the fact of a low level flu season on masks.
Right.
And frankly, watching football games and some other things, large crowds seem to be less interested in masking right now. And I'm sure, people that are vaccinated are possibly doing the same. So, hopefully people will take advantage of that, that we're offering it. So, and I'm sure Geraldine's getting it out there too. So that's great.
Yeah.
I got mine at CVS in Southbury. It was like easy.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah,
it.
I was over there the other day and it was like actually kind of a long line. Did you make a reservation or did
Yes.
you did? Yeah, that's what they said. They said, I was kind of surprised to see that.
Yeah, I went online and I made it for the same day or the next day. I mean, it was quick.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the same day. And I went in and they were kind of busy. They had it kind of, all set up, they were organized and whatever, but I was in there maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Yeah, I'm
Got the
getting
shot.
there. So
Yeah, I got the shot and I was out, I mean, it was easy.
yeah, that's great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, again, and I do think that's one of those things that, is an important thing that we offer. I mean, the flu, I certainly think the COVID vaccine is important to be involved in, and I hope we do it some more. But this is something we've done for a number of years, and I really do think it's a tremendously valuable thing, especially to the community we serve. Along with the other really great things that we do, like soups on and so forth. So, did anybody else have any questions for Linda on this?
No,
No,
I thought the report was quite concise.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And then friends, how did we do in that harvest dinner and
Yep,
so forth? Any other information?
We had a
coming out of
meeting.
You guys, I know we do poinsettias and some other things, and that's all still on track.
Yep, we had a board meeting yesterday and we had 57 dinners for the harvest dinner, which I thought was
Awesome.
pretty good considering, there wasn't a lot of lead time on it or whatever.
Right. And it's a tough time of year. I mean, a lot of people are traveling at that time of year.
Yep, and and there were lots of other dinners going on, the Congregational Church had a dinner and, all of that. So,
Yeah.
So we did well and it went well. The annual appeal letter, if you haven't received it yet, it should be to your house soon. It was going out this week, sometime this week. So you should be getting the annual appeal letter. That's all done and on its way out. Hopefully, we're hoping this year, perhaps we get a little more response than we did last year, although last year wasn't bad considering, the situation everybody was in.
Sure.
We are going to do a poinsettia sale. Again, this year, Pam Rusko is going to head that up, which she always does. And you will be getting in November's newsletter, there will be an insert about the information if anyone would like to buy poinsettias and pick them up in first week in December. We were going to do a Victorian tea at Christmas time. We're running out of time and we all had concerns about what if we can't eat inside? What if the health department says, no, you can't do that? Then we're stuck.
Right.
And and you could find out the week before or whatever,
Yeah.
or the day before that you can't do it. So rather
Well,
than,
I mean, you do what they do in Italy. If you don't have a vaccination, you don't come in. If you don't have a card, you don't come in. And I
Who's gonna-
90% of our members and 90% of the people that we associate with have vaccines, and just have to say it. And it's not be quiet about it. That's the deal. If you're vaccinated, you can have it. If you're not, you can't,
Yeah, but again, it's up to the health department with food, Ken, with the serving of food.
Yeah, I understand.
Could we have cookies and scones and biscuits and muffins on a plate, in the center of the table? Without
Right.
being wrapped and all of that. So rather than get into all of that, and none of us honestly want to be the vaccine, the card police that are going to check your cards on the way.
Yeah, I know. Nobody does. Nobody
it's
does. Yeah.
supposed to be a holiday thing, I don't want to stand at the door and say, let me see your vaccine card,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And the other thing too, I think that is probably going to come into play. I mean, what's the date we're talking about for that?
Well,
It's December
15th, 16th, something like.
It's the first Saturday in December. I think it's the 5th.
Yeah.
So think about it. That's going to be 2 weeks after Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but if there's going to be some problems this winter, they're going to start about 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, and they're going to run until about 4 weeks after Christmas.
Well, there'll be problems whether it's COVID or not. There'll be flu and
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Everybody's going to have been inside now for a month or two. So yeah.
Yeah. So we decided not to do that and take the chance with that and do the Poinsettia Sale, which always has a good response. And we've got it down as to how they're distributed and all of that. So in fact, last year we did it to go. We distributed them outside.
Right.
People came and drove up to a table and we brought them out to you. We're hoping maybe this year people can come into the center and pick them up. But if we have to do to go outside, we'll do that too.
Yeah. I think the main thing is that you get people to commit to what's going on, and then we'll figure it out. You can figure it out when.
Yeah.
Be flexible.
We're all set with that. So
Great.
Yeah, Pam was going to head that up and go to Kurtz's greenhouse over in I don't know if it's Southington or Cheshire, and call and see what the prices are this year and all of that. So we're all set to go with the poinsettias.
Right.
Soups On is only going to take place once in October. The 12th, which I was supposed to cook at, is going to be canceled. I'm having knee replacement surgery on November 9th.
Oh my.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fun, I know, but it's overdue. It's overdue.
Yeah.
But I did it 2 weeks ago, and I mean, I couldn't move for like 2 days after doing Soups On. So we're going to cancel the 12th. So it's going to be once in October, once in November, and once in December. And then we are going to shut down Soups On for the winter like we did last year for at least January, February, probably March, and start up again in April. Hopefully by then we'll be able to be inside, but who knows?
yeah.
That schedule will certainly be included in the next newsletter, I would assume,
Yes.
right? Right.
Yes.
A question I've got about the newsletter. Do we put anything in the newsletter from the Friends sort of pointing out we've just sent out our annual appeal. Please participate in some way or another, not even ask for particular dollars.
Yeah.
Just, we'd love to see everyone who benefits from the senior center support us, because we don't charge a fee to come in. We don't do any of that.
Mhm.
And, just sort of to remind people that they have an envelope, possibly, a request sitting on there.
I agree.
Well, typically that's happened, Bill, in the past. There's been a little article about, what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, there has. Okay.
So they just
Great.
need to get information to Linda.
Well, yeah, Linda does the newsletter and of course, and she needs any information, I think, by the 15th of this month to go into November's. So anything that we would want to go in, Linda would have to put in, before the 15th for November,
Right.
and again, before the 15th for December, if you wanted to do it twice. I mean, Linda's great about doing that. I mean, if she has the space.
I guess my consideration on it is, if we can, let's get it to her so that it can, because possibly, and I don't want to get all misty about this, but possibly, this might be the last newsletter that Linda does for us. And I don't know, there could be some issues in transition. So I think if we could get it out there in this newsletter, because the actual letter the appeal will be going out, probably landing in people's doors somewhere around the time that the newsletter also arrives. It might be a good timing thing to support it at the same time, sort of remind people that they just, there's something in their mailbox. If they haven't gotten it already, they will be getting it soon. And please, support us this year. We could use your help.
Well, according to the printer, who Peg Ambruso talked to, they were going out this week.
Great.
The appeal letters were supposed to be going out sometime this week, so we should have them soon.
Right. So that's what I mean. It's almost better if it goes out, if we can get it in, get the plug into the next newsletter rather than a later newsletter. It's just, they're about the same time. And I personally always feel that people are kind of doing their bills at the first of the month. So if they get the thing in their mail, and they think about it, they don't throw it out immediately.
Right.
They're also reminded a second time that, we need help us out because we need you.
Yeah.
Something very simple.
I have a question for Virginia. Were they able to get a clean mailing list this year?
Yes.
Oh, good.
We got all of those things straightened out with the printer. And they're going to be addressed, instead of being addressed to Mr. and Mrs. or Mrs. or whatever, they're going to be addressed, oh God, I forget how Peg worded it, something like our friends at, and then your street address.
Oh.
So it's not going to say resident, it's going to say our friends at, 102 South Ferry Road or whatever. So it will go directly to your house or your post office box, whatever you use.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
We shouldn't have any of those. So we changed it, so that's how it'll be addressed. The appeal will be addressed.
And I have to be honest with you, up at the gun school, they've been doing it for 30 or 40 years, and they're pretty good at it, and have a long and solid data system for mailing and everything else. And frankly, errors happen there. I just managed an error the other day that was crazy. And it, we would say it's okay, it worked out, but misspellings or calling someone Mrs. something when they've never been called that before, it's it's fraught with issues because you're dealing with individuals. So we'll see what it works. There's always the thinking that if you can make people feel that who they are and get it very specific, it's great. But I do think it requires having a certain level of technological support that and updating that keeps things in line. So I think for our purposes, what you're suggesting is really a good idea.
Yeah, we thought that might work out better than trying to figure out who's new in town, where they are, all of that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a good response this year. I don't think we did badly last year, considering, we were down obviously from the year before. But I think we brought in, about $8,000.
Yeah. Well, I think the year before you had like a record year, right? It
was like 12.
Great.
I think we had like $12,000 the year before.
Yeah.
So, I thought we did okay considering.
Yeah. And it's really, when you think about it, we don't really put pressure on anybody. We don't target people who have capacity. It's not like we do it kind of scientifically. We really are doing it like a pass the hat in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And that's a great response. That $12,000 was a great response, and even $8,000 is a great response. It's just that you've had such great success in other years, and I think our community was especially under stress last year and worried about things. It's not surprising that we would have that happen. And also, like a lot of times what I've seen in fundraising is that, when you're just going year to year and you're kind of passing the hat, I think at any level, when you have something special, maybe you go out and try to raise more money and because you've got some kind of shiny bell and whistle thing, but we don't really have that. We don't have a bridge to build. We don't have, and maybe at some point we will, and maybe at that point we'll try to be a little bit more, strategic in it. But I think what you've done in the past has been great. I know you'll lay out the reasoning behind why we need, support. And I just think our community really gets it. They understand, and I think it's really successful. So hopefully whatever you're doing, keep doing, and it'll continue to be successful for us.
We hope so.
It's we get good subsidy from the town, but obviously this is the thing that gives us all the, we would just be a something that's quite common if we didn't have the support of the Friends and the not only in the physical volunteering that the Friends do, but in the money that they raise. It really elevates the programming and the overall profile of the institutions. So
it helps keep the cost down for like the exercise classes or the trips or whatever
right.
Whatever the Friends is able to do, helps in that way, and just keeping costs down. So it's reasonable for someone to go and take an exercise class.
Right. Absolutely. It's programs that people don't even know about or don't know how it impacts them in some ways. It really is an important component for us. So thanks, and please, convey that, certainly from me, and I'm sure I speak for everybody, to the group, because it's not certainly overlooked or taken for granted by us.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. They do work hard. I mean, we try very hard to do the best we can.
Yeah.
With a smaller number of people and whatever, but we try to do the best we can.
Yeah. Well, you do a great job. You really do. Okay. Well, thank you. That's a great report. Good to hear all that. Good to hear that you guys are doing all the things that you're doing, because again, in many regards, you're the engine that keeps this train rolling. So thank you. Really, I think the one thing that we're all curious about is how transition is going. I know that Linda had told us at the last meeting that she plans to stay until we have a person in place. I understand that interviews have begun. From Barbara, I think they started doing interviews on Wednesday. Barbara reached out to me on Tuesday and asked me if I wanted to take part in it, but unfortunately I was already kind of tied up that day, and I was tied up today because I had the delivery of my granddaughter today, which is
congratulations.
Time consuming. Laurel Marie Curran, Sarah, Jamie's wife, got through it well. A little beat up. She was a little bit balky at one point, I guess, but everything worked out fine. It looks beautiful. We can't see her other than through a few little videos and photos. She was born in Sharon Hospital, which was a really great facility.
Oh, wonderful.
And so we're very excited, but needless to say.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Bill.
And it was, thanks. Thank you.
Is this,
Well, you know,
is this,
you guys are a little more experienced in this world, so maybe at some
yeah,
point.
well, you can join the club, the grandparent club.
Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the best.
actually, Dariel picked up, a friend sent Dariel a book called by Anna Quinlan called Nana something that you know, after the baby came, she kind of like handed it to me. And so you better read up on this. But it's actually quite a funny book. And if you've ever kind of looked at any of the anything Anna Quinlan has written, it's sort of right on target for her.
Yeah.
So I'm buckling down here. So we'll see.
Oh, well, your heart's already taken, so.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Brother Bob said, you know, I think
We're going in and out.
family Bob Poppy, and I know that in Sarah's family they called him Grandpa. So I'd said, and as they did in my family, so I said, I'll just take Poppy. I'll take Poppy.
That's
And my
cute.
brother Bob wrote to me and said, shouldn't take Poppy, Grumpa,
Grandpa,
like Grumpy and Grandpa. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm Gaga, so.
So
Bill, you'll find out like I'm at Nora's
Well, that's
tonight.
pretty
I'm up in Cambridge tonight, and you know, Izzy is 19 months, and
Yeah.
you'll find out soon. You're going to be called what they decide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
You don't get a choice.
You don't get to choose, Bill.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
well, it's
Like-
like
like
I was
I-
growing up, don't call me late for dinner, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm Gaga because my first grandchild couldn't say grandma. So he called me Gaga. And now they all call me
Yeah.
Gaga. You know, or some version of it, you know, Gagi,
Right.
that kind of stuff.
And you are a rock star, so you know that's
Yep.
a good thing. So as I said, I do know that I don't know any of the candidates. I don't know how the interviews went. Some of you guys actually might know more about it than I do, but all I can report is I know that there are interviews happening. I don't know if a decision has been made about making it you know, what can I say, a job with benefits. I know that
Yes.
was something that Barbara was talking about. I think that went through, but I'm not sure. So I don't know, whatever you guys know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
35 hours in benefits is what I heard. And I've also understood there were 7
Right.
candidates.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd heard that number as well.
So
Good. I mean,
I think 7, we heard yesterday that there are 7 candidates also, Tori. And I mean, I think that's pretty good. I mean, I think that's great. You
Yeah,
know, to
I
have
do. I do
7
too.
real candidates that you want to interview, you know, qualified people.
yeah.
I think so as well.
And so we'll learn a little more. Is Linda still muted?
I don't know, I see her name, but I don't see her, and she's still muted, so. I don't know.
Linda, if you hear us, can you weigh in if you know anything new on this? Because I'm sure no final determination. I'm sure it's going to be a process, but we'd love to know whatever you've understood, because I do know you had mentioned you were going to at least sit in on some of those interviews.
Yeah, she said she was going to sit in on the interviews. She was asked to
Right.
sit in when we saw her yesterday. So I don't know anything beyond that, but I don't think I have Linda's cell phone. If I do, I could,
Oh yeah,
we could text her,
I'm
but I don't
afraid
think
to.
I only have the senior center number.
Can hold up a sign that says you're muted.
Well, I think Julie did that already.
Oh, okay.
I mean, before.
No, I think it was me. I'm going to do it again.
Oh, okay.
Can you read it?
You have to back up a little.
You gotta get out of this, otherwise you're gonna.
There you go.
Hello.
Is that
Hello.
Linda?
Oh, well, I am finally. I have been listening. I have been enjoying. Congratulations, Phil.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm getting a feedback.
Yes, you are.
Oh, my.
Tell her to turn her mic on.
Turn her mic off, right?
Her mic is off.
Yeah.
She needs to turn her mic on and hang up the phone.
Or turn down your computer. We won't get the feedback, I think.
About that.
Sounds better.
And your mic is off, Linda.
Okay. Well, I apologize. This will now be a one-sided conversation because I have no idea what's going on. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
better.
Well, I've been following along, and I really don't quite understand what went wrong, but I've been following along. And again, congratulations to you, Bill. What a lucky baby to have you for whatever you're called. you're great.
Whatever the heck I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm awaiting orders.
Okay. Well, good for you. Yes. Barbara Henry, Jim Conway, and I sat down with some lovely, delightful people who are interviewing for the position. 7 people applied. Everyone who applied, Barbara felt was worthy of an interview, and we enjoyed talking to them all. One candidate stood out, quite honestly, far beyond the others, simply because she is working in the field right now. As I believe the question now becomes whether or not it will indeed be a full-time position or a part-time position with extended hours to 30 hours, and just, where they'll be able to go with that. There's no way you can expect someone who is working full-time with benefits to leave that position and come to us, no matter how much we would love that. So the Board of Finance will be meeting. It is all in their court at this point, and hopefully they will agree to increase the number of hours and give this person an opportunity to serve the community in the way that I feel. The senior population in Roxbury is only growing, which is happy news. And we'll just hope for the best as far as what the Board of Finance feels comfortable with. Did I lose you guys? Are you still there?
Okay.
Yep,
No,
we're
it's
here.
still here. No.
Oh,
We're here.
okay.
We're here.
No.
I guess the first question that I would have is what the Board of Finance doesn't go along with it, because I'm sure, it's going to be just on the face of extra hours and, cost of, insurance and so forth, and any kind of pension related things. I'm not sure what the deal would be, but, it'd probably not be an insignificant.
Well,
I think
it's not the hours. And Bill, the reason that they're keeping the hours as part-time, because if they don't keep it at part-time, they obligated to pay benefits.
right.
So, and that's a big number. It's probably close to 15 or 16, $17,000 for the health insurance.
Right.
So, but I might have a little
Right.
something to say about that.
I mean, again, it's a pretty big tax-paying community, but I don't know how we'll do there. So hopefully, hopefully we can get our first choice and make it all work. But if we can't, I do hope there's some good qualified folks in the second or third spot who might be, more willing to do it if that doesn't pass. But I think we leave that to Barbara. Certainly, I'll write to Barbara and offer, to if there's anything our board can do or I can do
Right.
To help advocate for that move. I think that would be certainly something I'd be willing to do. So I will certainly extend that to Barbara, and we'll let you know if there's anything that we as a group can do or should do.
I totally understand the economics of it, but if the senior population is growing and you really want the best person that you can get, and we're not going to offer them $250,000 a year or anything like that, I mean, to me, it's kind of, as a taxpayer, it's worth the extra money that you're going to pay for, perhaps for benefits or whatever, to
Right.
have the best person that you can get for the long term. You don't want somebody who's going to come in, stay a year or two, and find something better that has benefits and leave. And we've been fortunate to have Linda for so long. There really is a benefit to that, to having, someone here for, 10 years or so, rather than people coming in and out because they find something that pays a little better or gives them benefits when they don't have them now. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
That's
You were-
very good point. Very, very good point.
Well, I also think,
Um,
considering the current circumstances and, getting people to work, period. We do have to recognize that if you want a professional person, they can give person.
Hope we going in.
You're a roader or a house painter, you get what you pay for. And, I know I'm sure our rate, you know that there is some to any expenditure of money here. I mean, it's one of the things I found that was crazy about the planning commission's plan. When they were talking about trying to attract younger families to the town, there was not a word mentioned about things that younger families want. We've got a, town pond. We don't have a place for people to go in the summertime.
Mhm.
We don't
mhm.
have a place for people. So why would a family come here?
Mhm.
There's no jobs. So why would a family with not a lot of money come here? There's nothing to do for them other than play the league. So, I do hope that there is some recognition that you get what you pay for, and that we will, not have an issue there. I know Barbara, I'm sure Barbara's behind it. She wouldn't have come up with this idea if she weren't behind it. So I'm not, I'm not concerned that there's not executive support for it. But, I do think that we might need to help make the case. And I'll just ask Barbara if there's something I can do or we can do
Right.
to make that happen.
Mhm.
Right.
In the past, we certainly have seen that sometimes decisions get made that are penny wise and pound foolish.
Exactly.
Well, the other thing, do we just all have to be in that meeting?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Any one of you so speak up.
Yeah. Right. No, I agree. That's what I mean. I'll talk to Barbara and ask her what, how she's taking the temperature of things. But yeah, I think you're probably right, Ken. We
Yeah,
should
I
be
think,
there and advocate for our constituents.
right. I think that, though, bringing it to Barbara, and I think Barbara is, she's a talented lady, and I think that she understands what needs to be done, and it's really time. If the senior center is to grow beyond what we're currently able to offer, then we really do have to get someone who can bring that.
Mhm.
And the only way it can be done, the only way we can expand into an occasional evening program, an occasional weekend program, would be to hire someone who can put that kind of time into it.
Well, the other thing that we need to consider, too, is that there is more and more need and more people being involved, and it's becoming, you need to have a full-time job. It needs to be a full-time job, because that's the way we will attract more interest and obviously more money from, and more volunteers. If you make it a part-time and the person, is half interested in doing the job, we're done.
Right.
That's part of the problem. We'll start losing people, not gaining people.
Right.
And I think
Well,
there's no way that this is a part-time job.
I agree.
How many people do, I don't really need you to give me an exact number, but just on the sort of general thinking, I know you give us reports that tell
Can't hear
we
you,
are
Bill.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Bill.
assets and the opportunities that we provide.
Bill, you're breaking up, Bill.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I'm having maybe some internet issues.
Yeah.
In terms of numbers, how many people do we think, consistently use the senior center? And I know we're at a very weird time, but if everything was normal or back to close to normal, what do you think we would, is it 50, 60 people that are consistent users of program, individual people, not double ups, I just mean individuals that use our programming with, pretty good regularity?
I would say probably more than that, Bill. And again, we're at a difficult time. We're at a time when we have new people coming. We have people who have lived in town for 35 years. They've never stepped inside the senior center until just recently, and I see them every week. So I think that it's almost an excellent time for growth, because I think that more people that I talk to are looking for things to do closer to home, quite honestly. And they're finding exceptional programming that's available right in their own hometown, which is, we have a lovely woman who tells me she used to do her exercising in a very, very fancy, gym in New York, and she finds our exercise program far superior to what she was paying for in New York. So I think that I think it's time, and I think it's important for the town senior center to reflect the town and what the town wants, and hopefully that will come to be, because I think it's exciting to think about the growth, and I hope that the town supports it. I think it's really very, very important to the the whole community, quite honestly. So,
Yeah, well, I think it's probably a pretty fast growing demographic in this town.
well, we're
People over the age of 50.
37% of the population is over 65, and we start at 55. So I don't have any numbers
Exactly.
for that. I'm sure we could get some, but that's pretty large share of the population.
Right.
I think,
And pretty much every one of them, I mean, every single one of them pays taxes in their, own their
Yeah.
homes for the most
No.
part.
Well, and I was talking to someone I met recently. Her name, let me think about her, Ellen Oster. You may have met her. She bought my parents' old house. She's my age. She's 68 or 69. Brand new out of New York. Bought a house, and she's a permanent residence now. So there are a lot of people like that within this last year and a half. So I think, and she's expressed interest, and I've talked to her about other things, but she's actually in Cambridge this tonight with her grandkids. So just by chance, but she moved to Roxbury because it's between where her kids are. So she got a big house so her kids can come to visit. So that is not unique. So that's the other thing. I thought, gee, that's nice. But now the more I look at who's moving and who's moving in and who's buying whose house and houses, etc. There are a lot of people that have made this their permanent residence, as well as some younger people with kids. The Chicago, roster is going up a little bit. So, I think this is like everything else. We are growing. We're getting more older people than we had before, and we need to do something different. So, I have to go. I can't stay on, but I will lobby. I will lobby everybody I know who has maybe a role in this. And so let's all do the same. Okay.
Oh, I agree. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks,
All right.
Ken.
Take
Yeah,
care.
I know you
Right.
know a lot of folks in that corner of the town. I'll email everybody, and once I get a sense of when some things are going to happen and what's important, and we can, maybe some of us could get there and just speak on behalf of the effort, because, as you say, Ken, we're starting to expand this group. As Linda points out, if we have a full-time person, we can do things that include weekend stuff. We can do more that's social, because as we know, there's very little, there's very little organized social life in this town. And as wonderful a place as it is, it's lacking in that. It's kind of like not having a swimming hole for kids. And we can fill that void for people in
Right.
age group. So, I think it's a real value added to the town and to the taxpayers to do that. So, again, we'll talk about this further, but hopefully the transition will go as we hope. But I will make a point to reach out to Linda tomorrow and see what's happening and what would be best to do and what her feelings are.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Linda agrees, is that no matter what program she puts together, no matter what new is offered, it gets filled up like immediately. We had to do 2 Tai Chi classes because the first one got filled up in a nanosecond. So,
Right.
whatever, it seems like whatever offerings are made, people want them.
Yeah.
And they fill up,
Right.
whether it's a trip or whatever. So
Yeah.
the
Frankly,
needs there.
there might even need to be some other support for someone, who knows? But at this point, it does, again, if as Linda says, we're, more than a third of the town is in this demographic, it probably beats everybody. Probably beats school kids. It probably beats everybody. And we certainly don't have we certainly have to pay for all that other stuff. So I would think the $20,000 or $25,000 that would be necessary to do this is probably money well spent.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Well, great. Is there any other, Linda, comments that we need to make on the transition, or,
Well, I think
pretty
it's
much
really
you're
all,
giving us the news right off the presses.
yeah, it's really all going to depend on who they hire. If I mean, the person who is far, really very talented. I mean, she could basically walk right into the job and just hit the ground running. Some of the other people there would need to be much more of a transition. There would need to be, and I am very happy. And Barbara has said that if someone needs, support in terms of understanding how things are done, that they will keep me on for a short period of time to facilitate that transition. And I am very happy to do that. This town is very, very important to me. The senior center is very important to me. The lovely people that are involved there, very important to me. So it's essential to me that we have that we don't, there's not one crack that we could lose somebody falling through a crack. So I just really hope that that whatever happens, that it will be a good, solid transition, and certainly the town is committed to that, which is certainly a wonderful thing. So, as far as, and I'm sure, that they all understand, all the candidates understand that they will be working with you and the board, and so hopefully that will be another smooth transition. So I'm not sure if I'll be meeting with you in November or not. I do want to say, as always, what a joy it is to work with you, because you are exceptional people and with an exceptional commitment to the town and the senior center, and most importantly to the people at the senior center. So thank you for being such a wonderful part of my job all these years.
Oh, you're very kind,
Thank you.
Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
And believe me, the feeling is mutual that we've loved working with you, and you've really given us, a tremendous sense of what's going on every time we meet. It's never feels like there's any confusion. It always felt like we were in real coordinated steps. So, needless to say, even if we get it, the best person in the world, you've been the right, great leader that we've been able to depend on for all the times and I've only been on the board for, I haven't been on the board for your entire tenure, but you've really grown this place and, it's got a great reputation, and that's got a great reputation for the most part because of your work. And
Thank you,
so-
Linda.
Right.
We're gonna miss you, Linda.
Oh,
We
my
are, but-
goodness.
But I don't know if we're going to let you out of that meeting.
Well, maybe if you let me back, I'll come and see you every now and then. I just enjoy you all so much.
This, I think we'll see I think we have to see what's happened in the next few months. But I do know that you are committed to making sure whatever happens, that we have a smooth transition, that the person who comes in will be successful, because you will be able to prepare them, and I certainly hope the town is willing to make certain that the necessary time to get a fair transition so that we can be successful is supported. But we'll see, and I have no reason to think it won't be. So again, I hope that's not your your version of MacArthur's farewell to the troops, but at the same time, you know, you need to do what you're comfortable with and what you can do. But you know, again, just thank you and just tremendous work for the time you've been through it.
Well, thank you.
The,
Thank
the,
you very
the activities at the senior center will always be a testimony to your work.
well. Thank
Do we
you.
have any other business that anyone wants to bring up?
I don't. I think we've covered just about everything so far.
Yeah, I don't have anything else, Bill.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess adjourn. So can I get a move, someone to
I'll move to adjourn.
move that we adjourn?
And I'll second,
Or do
Bill.
you want to stay here all night?
I'll second. Bill.
All right. Thank you. All in favor, please say hello and say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
I think we started with a quorum, but I think we barely have a quorum now. So,
Yeah.
okay, listen, everyone. I will be in touch in the next few days, and we'll see what how our schedules work out, and what needs to be done. And again,
Yeah.
if we feel that we all want to be there, or folks that have a strong point of view about it, I think in summary have a better sense of who would be great to have supporting us. But again, I'm sure we don't have to be on a war footing, but I do think we have to advocate ourselves so that the board recognizes, the Board of Finance recognizes that what we're doing is worth whatever they need to consider to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think it would be hard at all to fill town hall with a contingency about that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Let us know what you need, Bill.
Sure, if that's at the same time, I want to bring a bunch of people in because we parties, I mean, if that's the case, and if people, far be it from me to say don't come to a public meeting. Again, I don't know what the what steps are. You know what I mean? It might
Yeah.
not be a public meeting. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll address things as we learn about them, and we'll go from there.
absolutely.
Okay. Good.
I will keep you all very, very well informed, hopefully, and I hope that things are decided in a way that will really bring the senior to where it should be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, that would be great.
That will be.
Very helpful. Okay, and again, our son partner Julie, thank you very much for your diligent taking and keeping us organized, and just being a really great force for this group. I know you do it for other committees, but I know we especially appreciate it. So
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you,
you, Julie.
and everybody, good night.
Oh, it's really
Have a great rest of the evening and this week. And again, we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Right.
Good
Take
night,
care,
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy
night.
the colors. It's gonna be
Oh,
next
yeah.
week.
Yeah.